Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. It's me and Uncle Doug today. I'm on top, and Uncle Doug's down there on the bottom. And we have our beautiful jewelry inspiration in the middle. You gonna say hi to everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Peggy. Corian, are the budget charms really sold out? Oh, the bud charms? Yes, Peggy. They sold out immediately. The only things that I have left that have the bud charms are those branched heart earrings. And I don't even have a full quantity to fill another pack of them. So if you want those tiny bud charms, you're going to have to get the branched heart kit if you do want to grab those. Hi, Jean. Hi. Hold on, I can't, is that Tammy or Terry? I need to see. Tammy, I think. Hold on. The comments are so small here that I want to make sure you so I get your name right. Hi, Tammy. It's her first time here. She has an unstable connection, so she may be in and out. Totally okay, but welcome. We're so glad that you could join us today, and we're going to be doing some amazing DIY jewelry techniques and demos for the pieces that you see out in front of us. Hi, Connie and Kathy and Glenna. Hi, Janet. Jan's watching. So good to see everybody. Well, for starters, since Uncle Doug's here, we're going to show the big loot giveaway for the end of the live. We're going to show that first because she's beautiful. She is beautiful. We're going to pop this up. You guys know the drill. There's a bunch of tiny, super tiny things in here. Beads, there's jump rings, there's some crimps, and then you have some really cute charms, a little bit of some chain clippings and some pendants and whatnot. But this is the big loot giveaway for today. You guys know the drill. You love react to the live demo for a chance to win. And at the end of the live, we will put all of our contestants into a spinning wheel, and then we will spin the wheel to see who wins. And all you have to do is have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com, and we will ship you this big loot of those beautiful DIY jewelry components. Super fun. And then we do have some trivia today as well. So once we get to those, we will bring Uncle Doug back on. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, bye-bye. Wah ha 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 ha. Kicking Uncle Doug out. Just kidding. You guys don't believe it. We have, had like 10 minutes ago, it was snowing like these giant snowflakes. And we had some crazy weather last night. It was storming. I think just south of us, in Illinois, they got 6-inch hail. 6 inches. I think Uncle Doug said that he got some that was about like this size at his house. My little brother got a whole bunch of hail in his gutters. And yeah, but down south though, they just got rocked, and there was a tornado too. So pretty crazy weather, but hoping that we get back into our 70s because that's all I need. I need 70s, not 30s like it is today. 30s and snowing, mind you. All right, so today's collection is called Seafarer Trinkets. I was inspired because obviously, look at this just adorable octopus up there at the top. And then these are like little keys and little treasures that I thought would be something that a seafarer would pick up along their travels. So there's a really unique kit in here. This one was very limited. I think I only had 5 of this kit available. I potentially can do one more. So during the demo today, this is my limiting factor, this really beautiful filigree here. During the demo today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show everybody how to secure this filigree like I did in the bracelet here. And then I will put one more back in stock right after the live. So the first person to get to the live shop after the live to claim it can have it. Okay. but I didn't want to leave it in stock because I didn't know what I was going to do, whether I was going to finish out the whole piece or just kind of show you guys how and where to clip, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's what we're going to do. So that way, one more person can get one of those beautiful bracelet components. Ooh, Peggy said they're under a tornado watch. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you too. Wasn't the octopus super cute? I had the curled fork. And I said, what the heck do I do with this thing? And I was looking at it. I was like, this kind of looks like a jellyfish. It kind of looks like an octopus. Maybe we'll do an octopus. So kind of sea ocean themed today a little bit there. Kind of like piratey-ish in a sense, I would say. But let's dive in. Today's demo should be relatively easy. I think the hardest part about the demo is going to be this very limited bracelet here. Everything else is painting, hole punching, and simple connections, which we all love it when things are easy to do and they just turn out absolutely stunning. So for starters, let's bring up the bracelet kit. I'm only putting this up. You can't buy it now because it's out of stock, which I wonder if that's because it's out of stock. It's saying buy now instead of the cart number after. Did that change? Hopefully they have the cart numbers up there on the next one. If not, then you'll just have to pay attention to the cart numbers that I say to order off of Facebook, which you can do by entering in cart, whatever the number comes after it. Let me just click on one more. Okay. Jane, the cart numbers are no longer on the graphic. So I'm going to have to tell you guys the cart numbers on these. That's super strange. I have not changed anything with that. So just pay attention as I go through for the cart numbers. You'll just type in cart and then whatever number I say afterwards, you press enter, and then that will prompt your Facebook Messenger app to create a cart for you. Otherwise, you can go straight to vintageliveshop.com right here in the corner. If you're not comfortable checking out on Facebook, which we totally understand, but you get to see all the inspiration photos, the product photos, all the product dimensions, etc., etc., etc. Now, I do have a special for you today, and you guys are gonna have to run, and I literally mean run to the live shop. I did make them active, but I think there's 4 listings that only have a quantity of 1. There's one listing that has a quantity of 2, and there's another listing that has a quantity of 8. These are very unique, solid artisan pewter bezels. They're not at the top of the live shop. You're going to have to scroll down just a little bit, but they're super cool. And I'm not going to lay them out, and I'm not going to put Carter numbers up for them. You will just go to vintageliveshop.com and find those listings there. So there's some really cool, cute little unique bezels that are solid pewter, ready to go, go before they're gone. I'll grab a couple more. I think this is the one that's got a listing of 2, so you get 4 of those bezels and then 2 of that really cool teardrop leaf bezel. I think these are the one-offs here. There's like a teardrop bezel, a circle bezel, one of those really cool like princessy bezels. That one's stunning too. So these are more of like the one-off ones that have a little bit different pieces in them, and then there's those 2 other packs. So if you want some unique solid pewter bezels, run to the live shop because they will not last for long. Like I said, there's 4 listings that have a quantity of 1 available. 2 of those listings have since sold out. There are only 2 more listings with a quantity of 1 available, and then so on and so forth. So those are starting to go really fast. I didn't even refresh my screen yet, so they actually might be moving faster than what I'm even seeing. So if you want some really cool, unique bezels, head over to vintageliveshop.com, scroll down just a little bit on that first page, and you will see them. Otherwise, click on the warehouse sale tab there at the top, and that'll take you directly to them as well. But they are very limited, so grab them up. Okay. Ooh, Jean has a curled fork. Well, good. We are getting to that one a little bit later, but I did want to start off with this super unique one because this is the hardest one, and it's not even that hard. You guys are going to be so surprised. Let me just pop on this light over here, see if that gives us a little more. Maybe I should pop up. I'm going to pop on this other top light and see if that brightens it up a little bit more. And then I can get you guys some really good close-ups of them. But you guys are gonna love this. You guys are going to love it. All right, this is that stunning bracelet that I was talking about. We have that beautiful filigree on top. We have a beautiful F103 there on the back. Look at how seamless and perfect that looks. And then you have a Swarovski flat back chessboard crystal there that's encased in the center. And then this super, super cool thick chain. This is steel based, plated gold, and then some your clasp and your jump rings. All of this is available in that bracelet kit. So everything you needed to make it comes in that kit for anybody that has purchased that. It is sold out currently. I will put one more back in stock at the end of the live. So whoever gets it first can get it first. Hi, Janet. So good to see you. Your email was so sweet. And yes, I did tell Uncle Doug that you hung up the beautiful drawing. Love it, love it. All right, let's bring out these components. So that wonderful filigree one. When I found that, I was like, can I find any more, please? And I looked and I looked and I couldn't. This is the F103 that's going to be wrapped around the back. This super beautiful thick chain. Where's my Swarovski sage chessboard? It's like a sage color. This one is just a little bit differently colored than this one. This one's like more blue green. This one's more sage. I only had one more of the blue green, so I wanted to use that and then still give you guys the opportunity to use this green color. So I came up with that sage chessboard flat back. And then your jump rings and your clasp. So we're going to start out with these things here. So I usually take whatever flat back or crystal I'm wrapping and I put it on the filigree to see what points am I going to have to fold up or fold over. And then I'll put this one over top to see if it's even something that I can do before I start cutting and moving metal around. So that's gorgeous. And then I'll show you guys here. I actually split this filigree at the top to be able to thread it through the other filigree and latch it down, which was super clever, if I may say. And then we took these other two sides and wrapped them up on the inside so you didn't see them coming up over top of this top filigree. This one was more important because this one's just the backing. So line it up, line your crystal on top of your filigree and see which points you're gonna have to bend. So it looks like I'm gonna have to bend right here and right here on either side. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our chain nose pliers. We're just gonna work this slow to start. So I'm gonna kind of grab in this area. I want from this point where it's connecting here to be folded up. So we're gonna start kind of here and bring that up and then go to the other side and bring that up as well. And I do it slow and I don't fold it up over top all the way because I want to ensure that I can still slide my crystal in there to be able to wrap these over the top of it, which wrapping this first is going to ensure that you're not fumbling around three different things in your hand trying to wrap these up over top. So we're going to wrap the crystal with the F103 first, and then we'll top it with this. So let me bend this out just a little bit on both sides. Gonna make sure our crystal can sit in there nice and flat. So just a little bit more. I'm going to back this up just a tiny bit and wrap it up. And then I'm going to do that on the other side. I'm going to fold it back and then just a little bit further up. I'm going to start to fold it. That's looking pretty good. That way my crystal can lay in there flat. Looks fantastic. So I'm going to hold my filigree with my back 2 fingers, and then my top of my crystal is getting held down by my thumb. I'm going to curve in these pieces a little bit because I want them to match the curve. So we're going to kind of move those in just a tiny bit to match the curve of the circle. That's good. All right, let's get to folding some of these sides down. I'm going to kind of grab it at the top and just kind of roll it a little bit so it gets even tighter to the crystal. I'm going to do that on both sides before I really start cranking this down. All right, that's looking pretty good. Looking pretty dang good. All right, we're going to start to crimp. So I'm using the holes on the back of the filigree. So I'm grabbing like here, I'm using my chain nose to secure it in the filigree there to bend it forward. Sometimes it can be difficult to find a latch point for your pliers so they don't slip when you're trying to curve this filigree over top of the crystal. That's a nice fold on the one side. We're going to go back to the other side and fold that as well. I might be just a little tiny bit off center, but it's not a big enough difference for me to be, or it's not as noticeable enough for me to be concerned about it. That's looking good. Over the weekend, what did you guys do? I went to a big car show in Chicago, and my best friend Ellen, she ended up taking home the Best Female Ride Award for the Tuner Galleria. And then Team MWP, so her boyfriend's business, they do dyno trailers, and they have a dyno shop where they tune motorcycles, and their team also brought home the Best Bike Award, which I thought was pretty dang cool. So I had a very fun weekend. Curious what you guys have been up to. Give me some ideas for future. That's looking, ooh, there we go. That's looking pretty good. So we have a fold over one side, fold over the other side. It's not coming out. So that way, like I said, I'm not fumbling 3 different pieces in my hand as I'm trying to wrap this piece in with the F103. From this point, we're going to take our shears. If I can find them here. These big honkers, metal cutting shears. And we're going to cut right in the center of these 2 loops. Be careful when you're cutting. Let's see if I can get this lined up right. I'm a little more shaky today than normal. Go to this side. I did have my caffeine. So it's not like I'm having a caffeine withdrawal, but maybe it wasn't enough. I did grab a Coke from the fridge, so I should be okay. I don't want to fold that. I want to cut it. Let me cut it. Oh, I don't want to cut too far, so I've got to cut a little slower so it doesn't cut all the way into the next filigree. There we go. All right, now we have our slit sides. We're going to cut off a portion of this on either side as well on this side because we need it to fit through these areas. So there's these 2 holes on either side that these need to fit through, which are this one and this one down here at the bottom. So yeah, that's not going to fit through just as is. So we're going to have to take some of this off. Careful when you're cutting. These points are sharp. So be very, 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 very careful. Oh no. Bring that back up. Sometimes if I don't have, I've used these shears for so long, I might need to get like different ones, but it'll like fold my metal over instead of just cutting. Because of how many times I've cut with them. Let me do it with the flush cutters here so I don't really just jack up my piece. Either way, these ones might be a little bit like that too, but this ones might be a little bit easier. Nope. I have to get some new shears, you guys. Which I don't even know if we have those in stock. That might be one of them that's on back order. I think I've squished it too far now. You guys seeing this? Like it is not wanting to cut. Let me just bend it off here. Like what in the world? Maybe I'll see if this side will do it now. Cut it right there, get a big chunk of this top off, but we still need enough to secure it. Okay, that one was better. That one worked with the shears. All right, let me see if that's enough room for me to pop this in here. I'm gonna fold these up. Twist them. And twist this one so they're vertical instead of horizontal. I'm gonna slide these in to see if, so that one fits. I think I might need to shave this one down a little bit more. You'll be fine after drinking the Coke. Yeah, I hope so. A nail clipper in a pinch. That's what it feels like. All right, let's see if I can get this one. Yeah, I might need to have Corian sharpen these again. This should not be taking as long as it is to cut these. I kind of feel bad. All right, let's try. Let's try again and see if these fit through. All right. I think that one's gonna go through just fine. So then I just need to pull this one in a little bit, that one in a little bit. So they match. Need to pull them in a little bit more. All right, hold on. This one's got like a little hook on the bottom that I might need to shave. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take my file because you do need to shave these parts anyways because they are sharp. So I'm just going to lightly come in get these filed down so they're smooth. On all points. Make all your like pointies a rounded spot. Okay. From this point, after you get those in and this side, so you're going to do the same thing from this side and this side. I'll show you again. You'll either cut or file these down. You're going to rotate it vertical instead of horizontal, like how it is there. Do that on the other side. Vertical. Pull them in. And then you lay these all down once you have these done as well. Then you can push it down and take the little tab and pull it through off to the side on both sides and then scrunch it down. Ooh, Janet finally ordered a file so she'd stop using her nail file. That's smart though. I bet those nail files or this metal file will last a lot longer than your nail files too. But then you'll come in, you'll squish those down, and then you'll squish these down on the other side, which I'm going to save this top filigree for the last kit I'm going to make available after the live. And then after that, you'll attach your jump rings and your chain. I'll take this apart after the live for whomever buys it. But those little forks get folded over the top there. And then after the fact, you can just come in and make your bracelet bends. That's just taking it and bending it down a little bit so it sits really nice on your wrist. This chain is very hard to cut, so you might have to slip something in there. This is how I did it. This is unsoldered, so here there's a line. I come in with my snippers. I think that's where the line was. Maybe it's on the other side. Come in with my snippers, and then I put the snippers in between the line, and it usually props it open enough for me to grab it on either side and pull it open with some pliers. But it is a really thick chain, very heavy duty. And then it'll lay, once you have your bracelet curves done, really nicely. Show you from the side here on your wrist. And we'll do the look at the end where we show everything, what it looks like on Janet. Me. Are you talking about the kit? You'll have to be the first one, girlfriend. After the live, though, I'm making it active after the live. So, let me know, or I'll let you guys know or something. But by the time you guys see my notification, it might already be sold out. So just take a look after the live, and I'm gonna put it right in stock. It's gonna be a frenzy to get this last kit for this bracelet. Could cutting on that chain be the reason your clippers are dull? Actually, Peggy, probably. Because I did try it with my shears before I even took my flush cutters to get it, just so I could pry it open enough to get some pliers in there and just kind of pull it apart a little bit. But yeah, actually, that's probably what it is. So you're funny for even pointing that out. Isn't it just stunning? I love it. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Let's do a trivia. Is Uncle Doug ready for a trivia? Isn't that crazy that that this was the hardest design for today? All right, welcome back, Uncle Doug.
Well, hello.
It's super strange that my Carter graphic doesn't say the Carter number anymore. It just says
Well,
buy
everything's
now.
going a little bit funky today.
Super strange.
I can't. I'm checking up on our notification text, which apparently didn't go out.
What
It
the
says
heck?
sent, but it skipped everybody on the list. So
That's so
I'm over
weird.
here debugging that right now. But I can
Sure.
take time out to do a live.
Wonderful. We have a few rectangle jump rings. A really pretty, which I am actually going to create a kit with her. I have limited pieces, but I'm going to create a kit with her next week. A couple more jump rings. Well, they're like your specialty jump rings, and then some CH100, which is that fine curb chain.
Nice.
Peggy says it sounds like you're in a tin can.
You know what?
Hi,
I've been in
Carlene.
worse situations. Tin Can Man. All right, here's our question. Just lost it. Question.
Just kidding.
Yes, I feel like Michael Scott doing a drum roll right now.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. Which mammal is known to have the most powerful bite in the world? Which mammal is known to have the most powerful bite in the world? And it's not Peggy.
Huh. Hi, Glenda. We're doing a trivia right now.
I'm watching. I'm watching for the answers to come flowing in.
Someone said whale.
A whale?
Someone said tiger. Someone said hippo.
Yeah, it was Lucine over on YouTube had it first.
Where's Lucine at?
Lucine.
Her comment hasn't even popped up. Hippopotamus. There we go.
Hippopotamus. So we had a few with the correct answer there.
All right, Lucine, you know the drill. You must have an open order with us at vintagelifeshop.com to claim your trivia, and we will ship it to you in your order for free. Congratulations.
So it's funny, I came to my desk this morning and someone had been at my desk and the markers were all strewn all over the place.
That definitely was not me. I know
Yeah,
who that
I know
was.
it wasn't. This is the scene.
That's funny.
But I looked in the garbage can and there were some bags with some scrawling on them.
Oh.
And one of them was this one here.
Oh, that's cute.
So that's legit Aunt Nancy. Legit Aunt Nancy. She was over here the other day when she was taking a break in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lucine got an Aunt Nancy
Lucine
drawing.
got an Aunt Nancy.
Those are rare. You better
There's
hang
another
that
one over
up.
here. Another one over here. I'll show it. I'm probably not going to give this one out because no one likes this but me. But here's another one that she was doing.
Oh, it's a plane.
I put the clouds up there in the sun, right? And I outlined it with marker. But
Looks so good though.
I have a coaster down here on my desk.
Oh, she's funny.
So she was copying what I had on the desk.
That's cool.
Isn't that fun?
Love it.
So she's getting in the game.
All right.
I'll be over in a second.
Okay, we'll knock you off. Bye. All right. That's what I thought. It was amazing, Doodle. Okay. Next up are our branched thorn heart earrings with those super cute tiny buds. Now, like I said, the tiny bud pack also sold out during pre-order. So, I am trying my hardest to put as many packs up that I can find. But this is the tiny bud that Peggy was talking about at the beginning of the live that sold out during the pre-order. So make sure you grab these earrings if you want the tiny buds to come in the pack because it is a pair of earrings. I am going to put it up just so I know that I have covered it. All right. Now, the earring kit here that I'm putting up is going to be cart 103. So if you type in cart 103, you will get the earring kit that comes with everything you need to make these earrings. The 12 millimeter peach Swarovski Rivolis, the two tiny buds, two of the thorned or branched thorn hearts. You'll get two of those F20s to wrap your Rivolis in, and then you'll get some of those shepherd hook ear wires. Now, I thought this was super cool. You guys can add just a touch of paint to these rings here to spice up your ear wires even more. How cute is that? You have your peach at the top, you have your peach from the crystal, and then you have your peach and the tiny bud. Cute. Isn't it? So cute. I thought it was adorable. So cart 103, if you want to buy this kit, you type that into the comments. I'm not sure why it's not popping up in the graphic anymore. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that. But you know, Switcher and Facebook are always changing things on us, so we're just always having to find out how to do something. There we go. That's much better. This kit is super, super easy to put together. So we're going to be doing another trivia here in a short minute, or a short few minutes. You're also going to get the jump rings that go with it. So you will get everything that you need for this kit, cart 103. Otherwise, you can buy it on vintageliveshop.com. But it's super, super easy. So I will show you guys the filigree wrap for the Rivolis because I know that, you know, we do have new people in here. So always like to go over even some of our simple wraps and things that, you know, quite a few of you may know already. We're going to take a corner of this F20 and we're going to fold it up. We're going to do it on the other side as well, kind of right in that area, and fold that side up. This is to make the connector version. So if you wanted to do more of like a charm version, you would also fold up this bottom one, but we're going to do the connector version. You're going to slide your Rivoli there in the center. This is a 12 millimeter one. And we're going to fold those corners that we folded up back down over top of the crystal. This is going to secure it and also give you a stunning connector for in between your pendant and your ear wire. Super simple, absolutely stunning. You're going to do a direct connect. So your ear wire here, you're going to open it up, slide your F20 wrap onto it, and then close your ear wire. So now you're looking like this. You can pre-paint this one. I painted it after the fact because I didn't think of it until after. But I color matched the peach tone in the Rivoli to the peach, or matched the peach tone of the Rivoli by using, what's this color here? Hold on. Cameo Pink. So this is our one-step antique glaze jewelry paint, or glaze, jewelry glaze because our paint is more opaque. So this is in between the stains and the paints. This is like the one step. You don't need to add more. You don't need to add or take away. One step. So I added some of that to the tiny buds here to give them a little bit of color. Kind of like the color you would see on the trees about now. I think maybe the color on the trees is a little bit darker, but I thought that was stunning. So we color matched that by using Cameo Pink, put a little bit on top of the spiral on the ear wire there, as well as that tiny bud. Love it, super cute. You guys know how to paint or apply it, so I won't be doing that because I need to save these tiny buds for the rest of the branched thorn heart earrings here, the kit. I'm gonna open up another jump ring. This is going to be the jump ring that you attach your tiny bud to, which is going to hang in the center of your branched thorn heart. I'm going to grab my other ones here so I can close it up. Doink, doink, doink. Gorgeous. And then you take another jump ring. I'm going to open that up. And this jump ring is going to be what connects your heart to your filigree wrap. So I'm going to slide that on top. Take our filigree wrap, slide that on the other side, and then close that up. And she's complete. Just add a little paint to that tiny bud if you want. Otherwise, you can leave it as is. But super cute. I think the paint just upscales it a little bit more there. A unique take, but super easy and super cute. Proof that the good doodle drawings are made by Aunt Nancy, Peggy said. You're funny. That plane was pretty detailed, though. She did a good job on that. All right, that's it for that kit. You ready, Uncle Doug, for another trivia already? Yeah. Saying this live might go pretty dang fast. All right, popping Uncle Doug on. Hello.
Yellow.
I'm going to pop up this branched heart Carter
That
while
was
you're there.
fast.
It was. So the branched heart will be cart 104 if you want the branched heart. I think that's the only bulk pack that I have in stock available for these earrings. So branched heart will be cart 104. Otherwise, buy that on vintageliveshop.com. In our next trivia,
What do we have?
we have a couple pendants here. So there's that triangle pendant. It's got some really cool detail in there. Another triangle shaped pendant. That's our shield. Some more CH100 chain. And then two little dragonflies.
Nice. Little baby dragonflies.
Yep, and they're
Right with spring
pre-painted.
coming up here.
Yepper.
All right, here's the question. What are the only two mammals that are known to lay eggs? Now, a couple caveats here. One of them is not the Easter Bunny, and the other is you can get just one of the two that are known. Any one of the two.
Mammals
Mammals.
that lay eggs. What do
It's not
you ladies
not the
think?
Easter Bunny, because whether you realize it or not, they give live birth.
Mammals.
You're thinking about that too. Let's see. Keep an eye on our.
I think Jean's
Oh,
Jean's autocorrect is getting to her. She's so I just love how she put her comment afterward.
yeah, we had Jeans was first, but she can't get it out.
She tried. It was
Yeah.
like autocorrect.
So it's going to go to Jean. A Jean first with a platypus. And then we had over on YouTube, we had actually Kat and Amanda also had the right answer, but just a little bit behind Jean.
All right, so Jean got this one.
Yeah. Now
All right,
I'm trying to think, if I'm using Jean Acayan or Cardos, right? Jean Acayan.
Yes. I'm gonna put up her platypus comment. We understand. I did, at least. I was like, I know what you're trying to get at, but I think your autocorrect's messing with you.
Yeah, she had it by like 4 times. She was putting it in there.
Yeah, that's so funny. Good job,
All right,
Jean.
I got a little doodle. I know Corian's gonna like this one a lot.
All right, let me see
You're
it.
looking forward to doing this.
Let me see it. Morale hunting.
Yeah, there's your morale.
I knew what that was right away. That's funny. Love it.
So why don't you explain to everybody what a morel is, since people not from around here might not know about this special mushroom.
A morale is a mushroom that you can pick in the month of May, like end of April, early May. It's a very short time where you can go find these morels. But when we were kids, all of us cousins, we lived in such close proximity to, our aunts and uncles and our cousins that we would go out and have these like morel hunting parties where like a group of 5 of us would go out into one area and another group of 5 would go into another area. But they're mushrooms that you can eat, but I don't like eating them. I only like looking for them, but you have to
Oh,
be
I love eating
careful.
them.
You
Just
have to
fry them
be
up in
careful.
butter. Mm-mm.
No thanks, not for me. I'll find them and give them to you, but
Good.
I like the finding part, not the eating part.
I would love it if you'd do that.
Yeah. Well, I'll come over to the property and
Yeah,
just
come on over.
get you a bag or something.
That would be fun. I think Kellen would love to do it. And
oh, me and Kellen, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Uncle Doug, you're not invited.
My grandson's invited, but not me.
Yep. Sorry. No,
Okay.
you and Aunt Nancy are more than welcome. We'll have to do it with like me, you, Spencer, Kiana.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we'll
you have to
and
be careful though.
Maybe when we do it, the other kids will be here too.
Yeah.
Jada.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that. But you have to be careful because there's look-alike morels that
Yeah, I
are
know, but
poisonous.
these are pretty stand out as the good ones.
Yeah. You're looking more for the rounded top than the pointed top.
And the size of them is much larger than the poison ones.
Yes.
Alrighty. You want to flink me out of here?
Yep, we're gonna get moving. Thanks.
Bye.
All right. Good job, Jean. She gets that one. All right. Love it, love it. That one's done. We're going into another really simple one. So this one's gonna be quick as well. So we're gonna have to keep Uncle Doug on his toes over there. I'm gonna doing some more trivia here in a couple minutes. All right, so this bracelet kit, I'm gonna show you guys here a better view in a second. I'm gonna put up the Carter for the bracelet kit. The bracelet kit comes with everything you need to make this bracelet: clasp, jump rings, filigree, crystal, and the keys. Everything you need to make this for $22. Cart 105. Yes. Jean? Yes. But this is like a must, have to. This isn't a like don't have to order if I don't need to. You have to because you won something. Yep. So you're still staying true. Trust me, girlfriend. I got you. I got you. Anywho, grab the bracelet kit if you want everything that comes with this. I do have a magnet clasp on the back, which that's so fun and so easy and just keeps the design super simple. The magnet clasp does come in this bracelet kit. Otherwise, you can buy the magnet clasp on the retail or wholesale site. I think it is CL101, I think. Or just type in, if you type in magnet on the retail site, it'll pop up right away. This one's stunning. Love it. So grab the bracelet kit if you want everything that comes with this. Otherwise, let me pop up the key bulk pack. Super cute. 5 pieces for $22. This is the key that I used on the bracelet here. Super neat. Very beautiful. It's nice and long. All the dimensions are on vintagelifeshop.com. They are natural brass. Aren't those stunning? This is our royal key. This is the back. Sorry, I'm a little shaken. That's what I thought too, Jean. So, Aunt Jean, because we have multiple Jeans in the comments right now. So, when I was originally doing these, I thought it would be super cute to like chop this and make this into an earring, or drop this down to here like I did here and then make longer earrings or hang it up like this. These keys are super cool. But what I wanted to do with this bracelet here was have it wrap around. Now I'll show you where it meets and then why I did what I did. Don't you love that when your bracelet just automatically clasps for you? What the heck? That was super cool. Anyway, so if I were to keep this bottom point on this key, it was going to hit me about here. And I did not want this digging into me. So that's why I ended up clipping off this key point here. That's, oh, it's so beautiful. You guys have to get it. All right. So let's get into the construction. I'm going to give you guys a way better angle of this bracelet. I have to come down really far because I can't just set it up like this unless I have it on a rock or something, which may be what I'm going to do. But I want to give you guys at least a good angle of it there while I grab my steel bench block and my rubber dapping block, because we are going to hammer the crud out of these keys. I used a word that my grandpa used a lot. Crud. That's funny. All right, I'm gonna pull this back up now. You guys had a good angle of that. And we are going to hammer. You're gonna want your big 8-ounce hammer for this one. Thanks, Jean. Hi, Lisa Mac. Good to see you. We're gonna hammer these earrings flat, and I'll show you the difference between the two once I get this one done. And it's easier to cut this after it's been hammered because it does have a dap here. So before back, after back, before front, after front. So we just hammered those down. The detail stays really well, which I loved about it. And I didn't want like the feeling. You can see that it like leaves a little bit of white, gets a little scratchy. So I wanted it to be smooth. Yes, I do, Pegs. I do. I should probably just have myself signed in as Vintage on Facebook, so then I could just do the direct links. Let me get it for you, Dad, because I have it pulled up. I'm just gonna do a real quick switch to Vintage. So there might be a few of us commenting as Vintage, but I have it up, so I might as well get it to you right away. All right. So the magnet clasp on the retail site will be part number CL101. Otherwise, you can follow the direct link that I have put into the comments. All right. Now, I'm going to hammer this one just a little bit more. Beautiful. All right. This side, hammer. Careful when you're hammering. You don't want to smush your fingers or anything. That would not be good. And I hammer from both the front and the back, just in case I miss something and to straighten it back out again. Because sometimes when you're hammering, some of these pieces are going to curl up on one side or the other, et cetera, et cetera. Now that we have our 2 flattened keys, we're going to take our shears and we're going to make a flush cut following this line. Which I love that when I have lines that I can follow when I'm cutting something. All right, let's get her. Okay, and just fling all the way up there. Do that to the other side. On the other side. I'm gonna hold it right so I can get it cut good. Can hold it with both your fingers so it doesn't go flying like that first one did. And then you can use these for other things. I think it's a very unique shape. So you could layer them, do like little jump rings or something, hang them like that for earrings, or put a hole punch like up there. And, there's lots of things that you can do with pieces that you do end up cutting off. So then you can repurpose those. All right, we're going to take our file. This is sharp here on the side. We don't want it to be sharp. Of course, Peggy. So we're going to file that down, make it nice and flush, no sharp points. Because nobody wants to get cut. Nobody. And then I run my finger along it to see if I have more sharp points that I need to smooth down. It's like right in this little corner. Much better. Do that to the other side. Perfect. All right, take your hole punch tool. Hole punch tool. There we go. And we're going to put a punch right down here at the bottom. So I'm going to go a little bit up. I'm essentially just putting my hole punch marker thing. Oh, if I can get this off. I'm putting the tip of this right on this line in the center, this bottom line. That way, both of my keys have the hole punch in the same spot. And then I'm not too far down where I'm going to lose my hole punch if I cut too big of a circle. So we have our hole punches down there at the bottom, our pre-punched holes there at the top. You're going to do that same filigree wrap, which I'm just going to take off of the earring that we did earlier and move it over because I don't think I have another one pre-done. I should just do like a bunch of maybe 1 or 2 of each Rivoli in every color just pre-wrapped so I can just lay those where they need to be. All right. So I'm grabbing this Rivoli. This is going to sit here, in the center. I used JR20 in the copper antique plated color because it kind of matched the tone of the peach. And connect those. Bam, bam. And do that on the other side. Another JR20 in the copper antique plate. I love doing mixed metals, even if it's just the jump rings being the mixed metal. All right. If you want to paint these, paint them prior to making your bracelet curve. I thought the brass here was beautiful as is. So I didn't want to do that. But what you can do, you probably should have done this, or I probably should have done this before I attached my Rivoli to it. It's take it to your relief block. This is going to highlight it, give it some more dimension versus the original there. So a little bit of highlighting is plenty for me. Otherwise, you can add some paint to it if you'd like. Oh, that's just stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Bracelet curve. So what I do here is I lay it on top, kind of where I want the center thing to be. And I'm going to make my curve based on where it's hitting my wrist on either side. So I think I'm gonna have to go just below, like in between this point and this point on both sides. So I'm gonna take my big barrel pliers. You can do this with your fingers too. This is a nice simple piece. I'm going to curve the end a little bit first, and then I'm going to make my bracelet curve up top and then follow my way down. I'm going to do that on the other side and do the end first, then go up, and then go back down to that point. The good bracelet curve, and then I'll put it back on my wrist to see where I need to cinch it more. Looks like it could go in plenty more on both sides. So I'm just gonna show you here with my fingers. You can do it with your fingers as well if you don't have those pliers. You're not limited to it, to this design if you don't have those pliers. You can do it with your fingers. Looking good. You're gonna bend the tops of these just a little bit as well. I'm gonna use my round nose pliers for that because I'm already attached. So I'm gonna put a little bit of a bend on those. And you can shape this to whatever wrist shape. Come in a little bit more here at the top. Ooh, I think I need a little bit less here at the bottom, and then we'll be pretty golden. All right, looks good to me. And then on the back end here, I just have two JR20s connecting to my magnet clasp. Boop. Which this thing is amazing. Just watch. Or I wonder if I can show you a better view, but as soon as I put that down, it latches. Good to go. Love it. Gorgeous. And you just attach your clasp there at the back and whoop, all done. Love it, love it, love it. So grab that key pack. It's the only bulk pack that I have available for this one, and I will bring up that kit pack. So everything that you need to make this bracelet comes in this bracelet kit pack, which is cart 105. Let me know if you need cart numbers said. I know my graphic isn't showing them this time for some reason. So if you guys need cart numbers, let me know. Otherwise, visit vintagelifeshop.com down there in the bottom of the screen, and you will find all the listings there. All right, is Uncle Doug ready for another trivia? Yep. All right, let's bring him on.
Bring them
Hello.
on.
Hello.
Hey. So, how much longer do you have to go? I wonder because now finally the message telling everybody about the live just came out.
I have two more designs left.
Okay, well maybe some people will tune in just in time for that.
Yes.
Sorry for everybody who didn't get their message.
Doug sent it out at the right time. But these,
Yeah, just
yeah.
came out an hour later more, so it's less than what we had planned.
This, Janet, this key that we did for this bracelet is cart 106.
Which was my favorite piece, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is, he goes, guess what my favorite piece is? And I was like, I don't know, the octopus? He goes, or no, I said this bracelet, and then he goes, no, the one that's next to it. It was this one. It is so pretty though.
Yeah, it's very.
I curved the ends first, Peggy, so when I lay it on my wrist, it touches the inside first and gives me a little bit more stability. So it'll still like flop, but gives me a little more stability to figure out, like when I flip it around, if I need to add more jump rings or take off length before I, add my clasp here in the center, or if it'll work perfect. I don't know. I mean, you could curve it from the top first. I don't know. I just always do it from the bottom. All right.
I just think it seems kind of delicate. It's just, even though it's got some substance to it with the brass, it's just such a pretty light and airy design, I'd say.
Sure. All right, this is the trivia for today. This is a beautifully UV printed blank, some CH100 chain, an Eiffel Tower pewter charm, as well as the pine cone pewter charm. While you're doing that, I'm going to see what these solid brass bezel packs are at. So all the ones, oh my gosh, 4 of the listings sold out. There's one
Uh-oh.
with 2 left and one with 3 left.
Well, we
So
probably needed higher quantities, huh?
I couldn't do any more though, because these are
Oh, because
limited
what you had on
packs.
hand?
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
I'll show the ladies the ones that are left here. Do you have your question ready?
I do.
All right.
Are we ready?
I think so.
The lady, I'm sorry, the character, Lady Catherine de Bourges, appears in which book? Lady Catherine de Bourges. Um, which book? What book does she? It's a literary question.
Ooh, that's Sherry's favorite too, Uncle Doug, that bracelet.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Well, paired up. Did you do the other earrings? Those lighter ones that would. You didn't
Yeah,
do those yet.
I did those right before
Oh, okay, so
this
so
one. So
that's
I
good.
did. Yep.
Yeah, is that the one I said it would go with?
Yep.
Are you sure? Oh gosh, yeah. But
Yep, that's the one.
yeah, but I thought there was another set that didn't have the hearts below it. Maybe not.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
All right. So while everybody's answering the questions here, so I'll show you the 2 bezel packs I have left. So this bezel pack has got 2 packs left. There's the 2 leaf-shaped bezels with the 4 rectangle bezels. These are stunning and these sell super fast. And then I did put I brought back up the plated versions of these bezels. So there is a bezel pack next to these other bezel packs that have 2 rose gold plated, 2 antique gold plated, and 2 silver plated of this style. But there's only 2 packs of this bezel left, and then there's 3 packs of this bezel set left. So if you want these unique bezels, visit vintageliveshop.com, go to the warehouse sale tab and just scroll down a little bit and then you will see these. They're very limited, extremely exclusive, and what I have is what I could find.
So, I'm really enjoying this here. The answers have been flowing in, and guess who's made it into our winner circle?
Uh-oh, who?
Peggy.
Peggy.
Now, I will say that someone answered over on YouTube, but that someone had already won once today, so they can only win once.
Peggy, Peggy, Peggy.
What does Peggy get today?
Good job, Pegs.
I think we should bless Peg with a pot of gold. What do you think?
I think so. Leprechauns are lucky, right? Right. Good job, Peggy.
Okay, Peggy, I put a lot of effort into this one, so I hope you like it.
I think I did the applause for Peggy. I'm gonna do it one more time just in case.
Are we ready?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Love it.
I even gave her a little pot of gold
At the end of the rainbow.
at the end of the rainbow.
That's so cute.
Hope you like it, Peggy.
Good job, Peggy. Put that off to the side here. And then I have two more designs. Let's go into our octopus design, and then we'll finish off on our other key bracelet. All right. Love it, love it, love it. And we will see you over here, Uncle Doug. Okay, you beauties. You beautiful women and handsome gentlemen that may be in here. All right. Let's grab what we're going to need for this, and then I'll bring up the bulk packs and the sampler pack. So this comes in a sampler pack, not a full kit. So you will get all of the focals, and I'll bring those out as we're talking. So you're going to get your sand dollar, you're going to get your curled fork, you're going to get the starfish Swarovski crystal, which is absolutely stunning in the topaz color. You will get the Imagine Sea charms here. Yes, that top one. This is a little charm cluster that comes with a sand dollar, a mini turtle, and an Imagine tag. These are all pre-painted, and they will come painted a little bit differently, approximately the same, but some might have a little more paint, some might have a little less paint. So if you want more paint, you can put turquoise over the turquoise part and verdigris over the verdigris part. Otherwise, you can take your relief block to it and get some of that detail out. No, it was a sell down thing at first, so it was on there. It was on there. And then, yeah, you'll need, if you want to do this exact design, I have two JR20s in copper up there, a JR20 in copper here, JR40, 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 JR40 in copper, then JR20, 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 JR20 in copper, another JR20 in copper, and then a JR45 in copper. The JR45 strings perfectly through this charm here, or through this crystal. So a JR40 will not fit through this crystal. You will need to use a JR45 for it to hang, or to hang the crystal from. Okay, so make note of that if you need that, because you don't want to break your crystal. You want to use the right size of jump ring for it. And then you'll also get these two light sapphire Swarovski flatbacks, and these are what I used for the eyeballs, because like I said, I was looking at this. What am I going to use this for? It's stunning, but what the heck am I going to do it or use it? Or how am I going to use it? I was like, it looks kind of like a jellyfish. And I was like, oh, it looks like an octopus. Maybe we'll do a sea ocean theme. So we're going to paint that. We're going to paint our sand dollar. I'm going to leave these charms as is because I do like the way that those have been painted. And we're going to do some simple connections. So we're going to start off with painting our curled fork. You're going to need blue violet color shift in the one step antique. And then you're going to need royal purple in the one step antique. And then I used a tiny bit of black and a tiny bit of pale sandstone. Now the sandstone is the paint. I used the paint version for this, and then black in the one step antique. So it's 3 one-step antique colors, blue, violet, color shift, royal purple, and black, and then one of the ultimate paint colors, and that's sandstone. So those are the 4 colors that I used for this. And then these come pre-painted, but it's turquoise and verdigris if you needed the colors for those. Okay, let's paint our fork first. Get a little silicone mat here, little tiny one. I can fit my fork on. Cute. Okay, let's get into it. You're gonna need your heat gun too. I mean, you don't need it, but it makes things a little bit easier and speeds up the drying process, which we need that for the lives. So let me get off a piece of paper towel because I'm also using the paper towel as part of the technique as well. And then I like to use bristle brushes. So I'm going to get a bristle brush out of here. I'm going to use a little one and then I'm going to dry it off quick. All right. To start, if you use 2 of the forks, you could make a whimsical bracelet. Ooh, Peggy. Hold on, I think I have another fork here. Let me grab one of these here. Choo-choo. Like that. And then have something in between. This is pewter, so you can maneuver this, you know, a little bit. So I bet you could probably this is plated pewter, so it might crack a little bit, but that just adds to the antique look of it. But you just curve these fork things down a little bit to match the curve of your wrist. That's such a smart idea, Peggy. I'm gonna do it right now. Right now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then you do that to the other side, but essentially you could do it that way, or you could do it on the inner way. Ooh, Peggy, you're so smart, girl. I love that. You could do like a bead strand in between these. So punch a hole there and punch a hole there, and then do like a string of beads in between. That's clever. Otherwise, you can put it off like this way. Do it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Cool. I'm going to squish this back down though. This is the one I'm going to paint because I have messed up the plating just a little bit. But it's not like anything. Can you guys even see where it? Yeah, no. It looks pretty dang good. All right. Let's get our layers of paint on here. We're going to start with the blue-violet color shift. And get that moved around on our piece. And you can scuff your plating a little bit to help your paint adhere. But I'm just going to move it to the edges as quickly as I can. And I'm going to start applying my heat gun to it. Get it moving around a little bit so it starts drying. I did lay it on just a little thick. And then I bumped it up a little bit here to give it some texture because I wanted it to look like an octopus. So we're going to add a little bit of texture in here while we're drying. This is going to make it a little bumpy. And then I'm going to bring out some more of this blue violet and then get to my legs. So I'm going to put this off to the side here so I can just keep tapping into it. That's a little bit better. Ooh, I didn't want the high setting, just a nice low setting. That looks pretty good. a nice coat. All right. Then we're going to come in with some of this deep purple, royal purple. I'm just going to put it right on top of my other color there. This one I'm going to use a little more sparingly, just very lightly. I'm going to come in with my paper towel too, so just give me a moment here while I get some of this laid out, because we're going to deepen that color that's already on there. A nice thin layer, because I still want that shift, that blue-violet color shift underneath. It's a nice light coat of the deep purple. Or royal purple. I keep saying deep purple. It's our royal purple color. All right. That's looking pretty good. Which that's pretty as is. You just wanted to leave it like that. Just a little bit right there. Okay. Then we'll come in, we dry that or wash that brush off. Get your sandstone. Let me get some of this. Actually, I'm going to switch this to a clean one, and then I can put whatever colors I need to on there instead of, because I might tap back into that purple once we do our sandstone color here. Now you're going to take some of your paper towel. This is very, very opaque. Use a tiny bit of it, okay? And I mean, like, I'm barely squeezing the bottle. I'm just getting enough on my paper towel where I can come in and I can tap and give it this really cool texture. I'm saying a little bit because I put more on my paper towel for this one. And so knowing that moving forward, I'm adjusting my technique a little bit. So then this is what our octopus comes out to be after adding that sandstone. And then you take that same paper towel, and this is why I saved this sandstone color for last, because I'm going to add it to my sand dollar as well. Just a little bit. I could just let me do a little bit more. So I can get some lighter and darker variation in there. And then we're going to take this piece to our relief block. And I think I didn't paint the back of this. So it can be like whatever side you want facing forward, and you can double these charms to have one facing the front and one facing the back, so you can like move it either way. So I didn't paint the back of that one. You could make it reversible if somebody wanted a more bohemian theme and then a more oceany theme. So before, after, we're going to take this piece to the relief block, get some of that lighter brass underneath showing again, add some dimension, and I'm going to go around the edges too. You guys know I like highlighting the edges. This looks really good. All right. Here we go. There's our sand dollar. I punched a hole directly below so it would stay very very in the center. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit back here. So we're gonna find that point, kind of use my pliers to line up here, go down a little bit, and gonna see where I'm lining up, punch a hole. That will be our connecting point to our octopus. Then for these, they already have links on them, but I wanted to switch it out for the copper jump rings. So you can take this cluster apart. You can use this jump ring up top if you want, like up there, or you can use it for something completely different. Or instead of the sand dollar, you could just put, you know, this jump ring for a whole different necklace, just without the sand dollar. So there are uses for that jump ring, but I didn't use them for this. These out of the way. Then you take your Imagine tag and hang that with the JR40. And these little things, like I said, you can move them a little bit. So what I did for this one is I stuck because I wanted my JR40 to fit through there. So I stuck my bead awl into where I needed it extended a bit more, just in case it's connected. And then I'll break that open a little bit and get some of that extra paint out of there. So it sits where I need it to. Because before it's a little too closed. So we have that one there. A JR40 to JR20 to JR20. And then our sand dollar. And then you'll do your JR40 to a JR20 to your JR45, which your 45 is what you're going to string your little starfish crystal to, and then another JR45 to two JR20s, and then your little turtle there. And then with our Loctite, I use the liquid Loctite because I can just paint it on, and I use a silicone brush, the same silicone brush for whenever I use Loctite. So that way I'm not ruining a bunch of brushes. I just have one that's dedicated to my Loctite. And I'm going to put a little dot on my octopus, kind of in the area where I want his eyes to be, his or hers, I don't know. That might have been not enough. I'm very careful about how much Loctite I bring out because I don't want to put too much on the piece. There we go. That should be good. Grab my tweezers. And I'm going to lay these light sapphire crystals on the fork. Kind of get them more centered. And then push down to secure. And then your octopus can see now. It's got eyeballs, crystal eyeballs. And you connect your little chommy choms. Then you do your little connection from your sand dollar too. We'll do that very quickly here. I used a JR20 in copper plate, the antique copper plating. And then I'll just string that up on this one. Oop. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then, yep, your little chommy choms. And then I think this chain that I use is CH0012, I think. Double check your pictures and make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. It's like a nice, light, thin, but big curb chain. Love it. That's all for that one. You just add like, and with the black, I just took a tiny, while I have the black on my mind, because I was about to forget to tell you guys this. I took a tiny bit on my tiny paintbrush here and put a little bit off to the side. You guys won't be able to see it, but I mean like the smallest, tiniest amount. And I went in and I did like little black dots for its suction cups. That's where the black comes in case you are wondering. Just little tiny itty bitty dots. Grab a little bit more. And I mean, you need like the smallest amount of paint. Paint for this. My brush kind of balanced out of my hands. Tiny, 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 tiny little suction cups. Almost done. Now that I've done it, I have to make sure that I do all of its legs or it's going to look a little funky. Little black suction cups. All right, now I'll give you a close-up. Here we go. How cute is that? Question, have you ever applied glaze to the back of Swarovski? Like, are you talking about like the Rivoli here? You would probably be better off using the opaque version. We can try it though. Hold on. It's foil, so it shouldn't like show from the front, but if you're, trying to get a different color from the back, if you're doing something that's reversible like that, let me grab my little paintbrush here. I have the royal purple on my palette here still, or on my mat, so we'll give it a try, Lisa. We'll give it a try. I have a feeling you might have to scuff it a little bit or keep your heat gun on it as it's drying or as you're painting so it dries. Doink, 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 doink. Which that would be a cool way to get a different like stone color. Hold on. I think I suggested this in one of Ainsley's lives recently too. I said you could paint the back of it and then it would look reversible. You could do it either way. A little thick on the paint on the one side, but if I spend a little bit more time on it and get it like super cracked down. That's the back. See how shaky I am? That's so bad. And then that's the front. It's the same color on the front. So yeah, you most definitely can do that for sure. Add a little bit of metallic so it looks more crystally. Heck yeah, girlfriend. Like hang that in the little cluster too if you want. Love it. Good job, Lisa. Good suggestion. No, an unfinished one? No, I don't think I have. But it would be cool to try. I would probably use like a white if you were to do that. If you're trying to get like a different stone color, I suppose. I don't know. We'll have to chat about it a little bit more. But anywho, let me bring up this pack because, of course, Corian forgot to put up all of her Carter numbers when going through this. So I think this is a good time to do that. The necklace sampler, once again, comes with all the focals you need for this. It does not come with jump rings and does not come with chain, but it comes with everything else. You'll get a charm cluster, which are these three together. You'll get your crystal here. You'll get your octopus, quote unquote, curled fork. And then you'll get those two flatbacks and then your sand dollar. For the necklace sampler pack, it is $28, cart 101. 101. So you can put that into the comments there if you want the necklace sampler. Otherwise, I do have these in bulk packs. And let's bring those up here. So the curled fork I do have in a bulk pack. These retail for 15 bucks a piece. We're giving you 3 for 20. Cart 107. Cart 107 curled fork pack, 3 pieces for $20. This is a steal. So make sure you grab it, especially if you just love this look, the whole like spoon jewelry, fork jewelry type thing, along with our little octopus or jellyfish. There's a lot that you can do with this. I think it's super creative and very cute. It is pewter based, antique silver plated. And some of them come with rings, some of them don't. So we'll get that out of the way. The sand dollar, that big sand dollar. This one. Let me just grab the normal brass piece again because I do not have an extra one out. This is the sand dollar. It's a pretty big piece. 7 pieces for $22. It is natural brass, cart 108. Cart 108 for the sand dollar. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, make sure you grab those acorns for sure, especially because the tiny buds sold out. Then I do have the clusters available as well. So the Imagine Sea cluster. Let's bring that up here. Charm cluster pack. You'll get 4 clusters. So what you're seeing here times 4 for $22. They are pre-painted, pre-assembled. So if you want to make the necklace that I have here, you can unassemble it and then reassemble them onto your fork. But there are some pre-painted, pre-assembled charm clusters for $22. And you get, like, this is considered one piece. So you get 4 of these. Cart 109. 109. And I do, if you don't have the opportunity to get the sampler pack, I have a crystal pack that does come with this here, with this starfish. So we're going to pop that up next because I think that's the last one for this one. Pretty limited on these two. Actually, I used some of these crystals already, so hold on. In this crystal pack for $29, you're going to get the starfish, the topaz starfish Swarovski crystal. You'll get 3 of these peach 12 millimeter Rivolis. You'll get 3 of those. You'll get 4 of these fuchsia bicones, which are pre-looped. So you get 4 of those. That's for our last bracelet that we'll get into after showing this. And then that crystal, let me clip this here. That in the case that you wanted to make a bracelet that was similar to the first one that I had shown, the one that we were super limited on, you can choose or find a different filigree to use it with, but kind of use the same wrapping technique that I did. This is the crystal. It won't come wrapped. I'm just showing you the crystal that comes with it. So that crystal comes with it, not wrapped. And then you'll get these two blue Swarovski flatbacks. I did have some over here. I thought I had another one of those chessboard ones over here, but I think I used the one that I had laid out in the wrap. So I can just clip this. I have to clip this back anyway. But for the crystal pack, you'll get 11 pieces. You'll get 2 of those flat backs, 4 of those fuchsia pre-looped bicones, 3 of the peach 12 millimeter rivolis, 1 of the topaz starfish Swarovski crystals, and then this chessboard crystal is also Swarovski, at its sage color. It's a sage color. Imagine 1 more pink rivoli there. Because I don't think I have any more. I wrapped that one into the bracelet. So that's for the crystal pack. If you're not comfortable checking out on Facebook, you can visit vintagelifeshop.com and check out there. Cart 110 for the crystal pack. Cart 110, $29 for 11 pieces. 3 of these rivolis, 4 of the looped bicones, 2 of the flatbacks, 1 of the sage flatbacks, and then that beautiful starfish, topaz starfish. All right, is Uncle Doug ready for trivia? Let me get him popped up here. Welcome back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me grab that. So I think I'm doing one more trivia than what I had laid out. Ooh, we'll do one of these babies. You guys like leaves, spring leaves? I'll do another CH100. And then after our last bracelet demo, then we'll do the big loot giveaway. All right. I think I only did as many as I did because I only had 3 of these little cute white things here. So you'll get a CH100 chain pack. You'll get 2 tiny dragonflies, a filigree leaf, and a blank pack mixed together. Let me take this Carter thing here down. Okay.
Okie dokie. Are we ready?
Ready?
Ready. What famous character did Edgar Rice Burroughs create? What famous character did Edgar Rice Burroughs create?
Are you talking about this one, Lisa? This is the same crystal that I used in that like super big, like thick bracelet we recently shown that was rhodium plated. That was the centerpiece that was glued on top there. Loved it. So gorgeous.
Oh, Lisa Mack. Lisa Smack. She smacked it out of the park.
She's always super good about trivia too.
Lisa smacked it.
Good job, Lisa. Good job. So you're getting a blanks pack with some nice tag blanks in there. A filigree leaf. 2 of those tiny dragonflies, which these are old prices. Those are like freaking so long ago. And then CH100 chain.
Oh, the prices. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, like the card prices. Like, I wish.
Right.
I wish we could sell them for that now. Good job, Lisa. Find her thing here.
Okay. There you go, Lisa.
Oh, he's a frog.
Little froggy.
So cute.
Kind of fat. He's kind of a fat frog, though.
That's a bullfrog.
Brr, brr.
Yeah, one of those big stinkers.
I should put more of a mouth on him.
Like a smiley face.
Yeah, maybe it's like
Do it with like the cheeks. Do the little cheek marks. Amazing.
how about that? Whoa, where are you? Okay.
Go up a little bit. Yeah.
I need a red tongue in there or something though. He just don't they have like a pinky red in their mouth though for the
Yeah, it's like a yeah, you're right. It's like pinky red. I actually caught a frog on a fishing pole before,
there we
and it
go.
was yeah, perfect.
Okay.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, they would always, even if you're just taking your line out of the water and you're
Yeah.
wanting to cast again, they will they'll they'll think you're a fly or something. They just hit your lure.
Yeah.
Bullfrogs would. All right, I'm bringing it over.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Bye.
All right, last but not least, this beautiful bracelet, which is also very simple to make. So we should be out of here before 2:30. Woo! If all goes well. All right, let's bring out the components for this. And I'm going to put up the kit as well. So everything that you need to make this kit, this bracelet kit, comes in this bracelet kit. 20 pieces for $22. Everything you need to make this bracelet. Bindings, chain, clasp, key, butterfly, acorns, feathers, twisted, looped beads, those pre-looped bicone beads, all of it comes in there. So you'll get our gate key, our natural brass gate key, 2 of our acorns. Those are Artisan pewter. You'll get 1 of the Artisan pewter fluttering butterflies. You'll get 4 of those bicone beads. Might have to push those over to this side though, so you guys can see them. Yeah. And then you'll get your jump rings, your chain, your clasp, all that comes in this kit. But let's go through some bulk packs while we construct this. So we're going to start off with our gate key. And let's bring that up. She's a thick one. So you're going to need your screw down hole punch for some of this. This is the gate key. Unique top. And then you got this really cool pattern down into your key shape. Lovely. First off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my round nose pliers, 5 pieces for $22. By the way, it's cart 111 or 112. Cart 112. Cart 112 for the gate key pack. I'm going to come over on either side. I'm going to latch it. So right here in these 2 slots, let me pull this up a little bit so I can show you guys. Right there. I'm going to close this hole in between by taking my round nose. Do not use your chain nose. Your chain nose will slip. You're going to want to use your round nose for this. You're going to clip it in, not clip it in, but like squeeze it in using your round nose pliers to close that hole, because I attached a bead, oops, to that side. Like I said, it's thick, so you're gonna have to work at it a little bit. I know. Little flurries. We're getting there. This one might be a little bit more difficult. It's hard to squeeze her in without it flipping sometimes. We're getting there, but we're gonna get to that point by squeezing it in. So that way, when this is hanging, it will not thread up here and then hang from like this point down here. It will always stay in this little cavity because we closed off that other point. What'd you love, Connie? I didn't see your comment. Did you comment something earlier? You might have to re-put your comment because all I can see is the love it. If not, I understand. Thanks. I can't see your other comment though. So let me know what you said, honey. Oh, like I said, it might flip a little bit, but your chain nose pliers are going to slip way harder than your round nose. I mean, we are so close, and I don't know why this one's being so difficult because my other one cinched in really easy. The other two that I did, because I did this a couple times before I got my hole layout right. I'm gonna put it down here so I can get a little more leverage because it's kind of hard when you're stretched out in front of the camera there. There's a lot of different positions that you'll find that I use when jewelry making just to get something closed or moved in the right position, especially if it's a thicker piece. Oh, I'm so close here. I'm just using my leverage of my chair and my palm while squeezing my pliers together to get that inner thing or that inner point closed. That's way better. Way better. It's still just a tiny bit open, but you guys get the gist on that, which the other ones I did weren't that hard to do. So maybe that piece I just used is a little thicker. I'm going to punch a hole on this side. I wanted my clasp to be up here instead of back behind. So that's why I have a JR20 to the CH001 chain. I took a link off because I wanted it to match and used it as a jump ring and then continued the chain around the back there. You already have a hole up here, but we're going to punch 3 holes in this area and 3 holes in this area. This area, you will most likely need to use your screw down hole punch. This area is a little thinner than this thick part down there, so you can use your handheld one like this one. But I had to use a little bit of leverage to get it punched all the way through. So my first hole punch, I'm going to skip this first dot and I'm going to go to the second dot. The second dot is the one that I'm going to punch a hole in. So make sure I'm lined up good. Let's see if I can just do it underneath here. If not, I'll just use the leverage. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I got to leverage it. Or just use your screw down hole punch. Or I might also need to just get a new tip for this because my tip looks pretty janky on here. It's not punched all the way through, but it is a good divot mark. So I'm going to use that to line up my screw down hole punch, and I'm going to skip 2, go on to the next. So skip 2 of those diamonds and then punch into the next one. I use leverage. If I can't get, there we go. That one punched through. But I definitely think that I need to add in or get a couple tips here. Because they also happen to get caught on my hole punch pliers because the tip is a little messed up. I think I need to go through and just get new tools at this point. All right. So we did get that one punched through. And then you'll skip one and then go to the next diamond. Let's see if I can get this one to punch through right away. The bottom 3 holes where those little fuchsia looped beads are hanging from, well, you'll definitely need your screw down hole punch for. But I mark it using my the one that I'm using right now, the handheld one. I might need to tighten these little bolts here too. Seems like those are starting to get loose with me trying to get this thinking thing off. All right, I'm gonna try and repunch that one that I did first, and then on the very end here, you're gonna use this last diamond for your last hole punch. So I need a little bit of leverage to do this, so I'm sorry that it's off screen, but that's just how I gotta do it. But you guys can probably hear the hole punch as it's going through because it is a thicker piece. It goes pop, pop. All right, I'm gonna do this last hole punch on the bottom here. And then we'll use the hole punch that I'm using now to mark out where we need our screw hole punch to be. I find that marking it with this hole punch first is easier for me to line up my screw down hole punch because it's kind of hard to see where your piece is underneath that screw down hole punch. So diamond or skip a diamond, punch, skip 2 diamonds, punch, skip a diamond, punch, and then skip those and punch at the end. Now here, I'm going to pre-mark these with this hole punch. So you're going to want to, I'll point these out with my bead awl here. You're gonna want to punch in this square, and this square. So above this square, and in the middle. So these 3 middle squares are going to be the squares you're punching in. I'm going to pre-mark them with my hole punch, my handheld one here, not my screw down, just my normal one. Ooh. I thought I was off there for a second. This one I'm using leverage for. Probably won't punch all the way through, so we're just marking it. Giving somewhere for my screw down hole punch to lay in to make sure that I'm in the right spot. Gonna mark that one, and then I'm gonna mark one more. And you'll see what I mean by marking here once I bring it back up. If I could do this underneath the camera, I definitely would. They might be, Peggy. Okay, so this is what I mean by marking. So you can see that there's divots there now. So when I screw my hole punch thing down, it kind of gets caught in these, which is nice because it gives it kind of like pre-drilling. If you were to hang a shelf on the wall or something, how you pre-drill and then you stick your little plastic things in the wall and then put your screw in. That's kind of what this is doing. Let me grab a whole bunch here. You're going to want to use the smaller of the 2. There's 2 sizes of the screw down hole punch here. Use the smaller one. Ooh, smart, using a Dremel. You would need a narrow pin back. I had a hard time using a pin back on of the larger key Corian used for a necklace. Oh, okay, you're talking about the brooch idea. All right. Let me line these up and get these screwed down here. Which I'm telling you, marking these out makes it so much easier to line up your screw down hole punch. So we're just going to screw this. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Oh no. don't get stuck on there. Oh, jeez. I don't think I screwed it. Screwed it all the way down. Shoot. I thought I did, but I think I need to screw a little bit more here. Sorry. I thought it was all the way down. No wonder it got stuck. Let me clip this first. My goodness. Goodness. I'm gonna clip some of this off the back so it's not as hard for it to get through. Actually, I could probably just use my handheld one on at least on this one. Let's see. Oh yeah. Way better. Way better than trying to screw that down again, but we do have to screw it down 2 more times. This is my smaller size. Liner up. And then get her screwed down. You guys know that this thing is sometimes hard to see, so I have to bring it up. I have to find the right light because I have 5 lights pointing at me right now. Oh my goodness. All right, that seems pretty. And I'm screwing the wrong way. Ay, ay, ay. Who has patience? Because that's something that I feel as I get older, I actually have less and less patience. Okay, we're just gonna shoot for that because I can barely see with all the shadowing. If it doesn't work, then it's okay. I know it worked before. Hopefully that's screwed all the way down now. I heard something come out the back. Ooh, I conjoined my holes a little bit there. That's okay. Whatever. At least there's just a tiny bit of a in between. This is the problem with having a phone in front of your face. It's okay though. We'll make it do. This is our last one. Screw punch tip. Mark on the front and sides where the punch lines up. Also use burr butter for easy removal. Burr butter. Never heard of that before, but that sounds fantastic, Lisa. And what do you mean by like, I feel like it would still be hard for me to see it. Are you saying like mark it like here on the side? We'll chat. We'll chat a little bit. So I got pretty close to this side on accident, but you guys know. Sometimes that happens. Okay. That seems good. You guys don't I think I punched this type key 3 different times before I found how I wanted it to lay. So you'll have that. But it's good that I show you guys what not to do on the lives here. Okay. So we have our hole punches and our keys finally. And you can do, this one's not a hard one. I mean, it is a thick piece, but you can make a bracelet curve with just your fingers, which is nice. So you can do that. Otherwise, use your barrel pliers. We're going to paint these. What did I use for those? I used a mixture of metallic fuchsia and royal purple. We'll bring a little mat back out here. Shake up your paints good. Sometimes you have to just knock them on the table a little bit for that ball to come unloose. The metallics settle and settle fast and they settle thick. So you need to be shaking your paints consistently to avoid them getting stuck like that. And it's not very often that I use metallic fuchsia, so it made sense as to why like I needed to bang it down on the table for it to work. So you lay down your metallic fuchsia, and then I put like 1 or 2 drops of the royal purple. I'll do 2. See where that gets us. And I used a bristle brush. I've been using the tiny one a lot lately for a lot of designs, even if it's like a larger focal. I've just been I've been liking the tiny one. Yep, that's the color I needed. So a little bit of the metallic fuchsia and a little bit of that royal purple is going to give you that nice deep fuchsia tone that is going to match your beads a bit better. Come in and add some of that. I'm going to take some of this off my brush. Simple, cute. I took a little bit off so I could still see the detail of the butterfly. And then I did the tops of the acorns. They have some holes and some details. And do the other one. I put a little bit too much paint down for this, but that's okay. You can always paint some other things that you just might have be laying around and then use them into future designs. Looking good. So that's the paint colors. Pull this over here in case I need to use any more of that paint, but I think we're good. And take the heat gun to these pieces. I did do the front and backs of these, so I'm gonna pop up that pack here of the fluttering butterflies and the acorns, and then we need to get that leaf too. I forgot to paint the leaf, so let me get one of each of those out here for you. I don't want to use too many because I want to have enough for everybody. Yeah, so I did paint the backs of these. The backs of the fluttering butterflies are cool because they have a bunch of texture and can be reversible. So that is why I really ended up painting both sides, was because there was a huge amount of detail on the back of this. These are 3D and so is the feather. So I did paint all of those as well. And I should grab an extra feather here. I'm pretty low stock on the feathers as well. So be mindful of that when you're ordering. Hopefully Kieran gave me the right inventory quantity on that. And then paint the backs of this. Bring out some of that really cool detail. Love it. And then I'll add a little bit to this feather as well. And then I'll pop up the bulk packs for these. So the fluttering butterfly is the pewter butterfly. It's got that really unique texture on the back, like that dotted texture. And then on the front, it's got all the really pretty detail. So fluttering butterflies is the butterfly pack. You get 16 pieces for $20. It's Artisan pewter. That's the front. This is the back. It does. The texture absolutely matches the acorns. So this one will be cart 113 for the butterfly pack. Cart 113. I'm going to flip this and get to the other side of the feather here. Lovely. Take the heat gun to that. One more time. The cart number for the fluttering butterfly is cart 113, 16 pieces for $20. Artisan pewter. And then I'm going to put up this acorn pack next. These are the tiny acorns here. Like Lisa said, it's got the same texture on the top as it does on the back of the butterfly, which is super cool. I'm happy that you pointed that out. 18 pieces for $20. Cute little acorn. And you can paint these whatever colors you want. I used pink because, or that pink purple fuchsia, because that's the tone that I was going for to match the beads. But you could paint these to look like actual acorns, and I think they would sell really quickly. So the acorn pack is cart 102, 18 pieces for $20. That's solid pewter as well. And then the last one for the pewter charms here is that feather pack. 16 pieces for $20. Also solid pewter. Cart 114. 114 native feather. I really like this feather a lot, actually. Very pretty. Those are the bulk packs. If you need cart numbers, let me know. He showed the key cart number earlier. And then it's just simple connections from here. So I use the tiny jump rings, which do come in the kit. Otherwise, just get your own jump rings. I also punched a hole here in the bottom of our butterfly. Pewter's really soft. I need to put this up a little bit. Pewter's very soft and easy to hole punch. So I put a hole punch at the bottom so I could hang another little acorn off of it. Right there. Little hole punch. Little hole punch. So let's connect our acorn to our butterfly. And I love that the acorns are 3D because you could hang these, oops, you could hang them with the jump ring going this way or this way, and it would still look like the acorn. Might need to open this a little bit more here so I can get this threaded on. Close that. Another jump ring. This is going to go into our first hole punch on the line of string of things here. And then you'll do your feather, which is my center. And if you double paint that, if you paint it in the front or back, be reversible as well. Oops. Oh, and then we'll hang our acorn. Our last acorn, because we have two acorns on here, one hanging from the bottom of the butterfly and then one hanging by itself. Oops. And you take your little bicones here, you connect your jump rings into those holes, let those cluster as a 3 on the end, let this one hang from that area that we closed so it wouldn't swing too far off the line. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize I was that off the screen there. Jeez, you guys. Thanks, Leslie. You guys should have told me how far I was off the screen. Okay. So this is what I was talking about with the little fuchsia bicones. You're going to cluster those 3 into those 3 holes with the jump rings. And then on this side is where your other fuchsia bicone is going to be. And you're going to connect that into the point that we closed off. Doink, doink. Right there. In that area. Then you add your chain, your clasp, and your bindings. And you're all done with that one. Trying to think if there's anything. Let me see if there's any other carders that I haven't put up yet. If you guys need a carder number, let me know. Otherwise, visit vintageliveshop.com. The ear wires, I did want to point this out again. I do have a bulk pack of those. So cart 115 for the shepherd hook ear wire. I have them available in solid brass, in silver plate, and gold plate. And I wanted to bring these up on Carter for you guys in case you wanted to do that spiral paint thing to kind of match some of your tones. I thought that was just a cute little detail that added pop of color onto your ear wire. That was super cute. So you can spice up your ear wires doing that. And let me double check and see how we're doing on those bezels here, those unique bezels, real quick before. Okay, so I have 2 left of that one and 2 left of that one. I do have them in Carter here, so let's actually get these popped up quick in case you want to buy them right from Facebook. Otherwise, they'll probably be sold out over the weekend. Okay, so this is one of the bezel packs. This is 6 pieces for $24. You get these 2 cool leafy shape teardrop bezels, which that's the back, and you could fill that as well. The back is able to be filled as well as the front on this one, so it can be a reversible. I'll pop that up. Your cart number will be cart 116. These are solid artisan pewter bezels. So make sure you grab those. I only have 2 of these left. And then I have 2 of this one left, I think. All right. Yes. And then I have 2 of this left. Yeah, okay, that's good. And then that will be cart 117. That one. Long one, that one. Yes. Cart 117. These are also solid pewter. Super cool, unique bezels. Can do stone effects, cab effects, resin, vinyl, lots of stuff. So there's only 2 of each of those that I have left. Otherwise, the rest of them have since sold out, which is amazing. You guys are amazing. But I also, don't have a huge quantity of these, and I'm going to try. I told Jean earlier today, I'm going to try and put up warehouse specials more frequently if there's things that, I maybe have. I can make like 1 or 2 packs of, maybe 3 sometimes, where they're just very limited but super super unique. Let's get that bezel pack pop back down from there. All right, I think it's time for our big loot giveaway, and then we'll do the look immediately after. So let's get Uncle Doug on here, and let me grab this big loot giveaway out. Let's do this first. I said bunch of tinies. Makes it look a little bit more full. All right, hold on. Let me bring Uncle Doug on here so you can see him. Oh, both of us. Hold on. All right, you're unmuted now. Hello.
I'd have to say it's not all that tiny. Some of those pieces are, look, there's the compass from the last time you did it, and those are some pretty good pieces in there.
There's some like
Yeah.
cut up filigree.
Right.
Stuff that I can't sell.
No, but there's a lot of nice smalls in there.
Yes, and then I chucked this in there. This was one I did a long time ago. There's a big
cool.
fat chunky crystal in there.
I see your key for the bracelet. Do I see
Yeah.
that? That was in there.
This one? This
No,
one's different.
higher.
This one.
Nope. Higher.
This was the bracelet. It's the same one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no,
this is the one.
You showed me the other one. I was still on the smaller one. Smaller key.
Yeah. So this is 2 F103s.
Jeez, that
one
piece
on the
alone,
bottom,
that's like
one on the top.
That's like a $20, $30 piece.
Yeah. Whoever gets this one, you're going to have to do a little work to it. Some of the points are still lifted up. I didn't add hole punches, and whatever you want to do with it, be my guest. But I was done messing with it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I've got some names to get over to you.
Okay. The lockets sold out within the first 10 minutes of me putting them up there. So I don't have any more of those, unfortunately. Sorry, Sherry. But like I said, I'm going to try and find, more things that I can offer limited quantities for as warehouse specials. Just so, everybody's got a chance to that really unique stuff. But for sure, when you get that pre-order text, or when you get, any notification that pre-order's going on, you're immediately want to go to the live shop and say okay, Corian's put up what? How many did I do yesterday? I think I did 2 or maybe 1 warehouse special yesterday, and then I got a wild hair coming out of my something this morning where I'm like, I have to make 6 more warehouse specials. I'm gonna do it. And I did it, got them listed, and we're almost sold out of those as well. So I think the warehouse specials are really, really good. Let's pop this back up on the screen. I'm gonna cover you up for a second, Uncle Doug, to give them directions on how to enter this big loot giveaway. You love react to the live demo for a chance to win. Must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com to claim. I have our YouTube names in here. I'm going to refresh the screen and get our names into the wheel. We'll spin, and then we'll do the look to see what this stuff looks like on. All right. Oh, hold on. Someone said something about your doodles.
Oh. Where?
Someone said, I don't understand why his doodles never relate to the...
That's Peggy.
Oh. That's all I could see on it, so I didn't know if it was if you had seen it yet or not. I was like, Peggy's getting at you about your doodles.
How is it that a pot of gold and a rainbow doesn't relate to almost anything?
It's just fun.
Yeah, but I did say that the frog that I did was related to the Tarzan, because in one of the scenes in Tarzan, it was the frog that was on the ground when he swung over on the vine.
Ah, funny.
Yeah. So
is she wanting the trivia
she's suggesting that when I come up with trivia questions, I have a doodle that corresponds with the trivia.
Huh. Well, that's not a bad idea especially if you're like running out of ideas for trivia or for doodles.
I'm a doodler, not an artist.
I'm a doodler. Okay.
You
I have
guys,
my name's in there, all of my beautiful contestants. We're going to make this full screen, and then Uncle Doug will let us know if we have to respin, okay? Because you can only win once every 6 months to give everybody a chance.
this is true.
And good luck to those that have not won yet. I am rooting for you.
Mhm.
Look at that goodness. All those cutesy little beads and bindings and just yummy goodness. All right. We're full screen. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Spin, 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 spin.
Wow, that's purpley.
Heck yeah, it is. We did some pinks and purples today. Thought it matched the theme. Has Sherry won it recently?
See. I thought we just recently looked for her. Yeah, actually in December.
Okay, respin. Who's gonna win? Has Lucine won the Big Loot giveaway before? I know didn't she win a trivia today?
She did.
She could be a double whammy if she hasn't won.
Wasn't last week a double winner too?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was Kat. And then Kat also won Gene and Ainsley's one of their giveaways.
Are you kidding me? She's a triple winner?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. But we didn't get the giveaway by the time her order went out, so I'm gonna add it to her next order.
Well, Lucine does qualify.
She does?
Yeah.
All right, Lucine. She is our take-home winner of the Big Loot giveaway. So, girlfriend, if you don't have an order in already, get one in, because you're getting a free trivia and the Big Loot giveaway.
Yeah, it's a
What in
no-brainer.
the
Make it a
world?
good order though.
Yeah. Yeah, don't buy
Don't order like just a little charm, right?
like the cheapest thing I have on there, which
Yeah, place a good order.
before
Reward Corey
long,
for putting such an amazing offer together.
before long, I have been, talking with Gene about this. So I do want to make you guys aware that shipping has gone up again. Now listen, if we did not have the discount that we get for shipping, it would be like $9 to $10 to ship each of these packages. And so shipping's going up. So I'm going to have to keep all warehouse product listings $20 or higher. Like the minimum for now on out will be $20 listings minimum. And even then, I'm trying to bump it to like 22, 24 by adding an extra piece in there for you guys, because shipping is killing us. It's killing us. It's so expensive. But we want to still be able to offer the free shipping on the live shop. You guys know we ship once a week, we combine your orders, etc., etc. So, just so you guys know, that just keeps going up. And I don't know how it just keeps going up, but it does.
Well, it's just
to
because
ship
they
them.
can take it.
Just
All they got to do is say, "Oh, the post office isn't making enough money."
like
So
just to ship like this little thing here. Hold on. This one. This is my
yeah, that's
camera.
going to cost $6.
That's with our discount though.
Right.
If we didn't have the discount, we would be shipping this for a minimum of $8, which is just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
But I know that you guys would rather pay for product than pay for shipping. So if I have to add an extra piece in there to bump the product up by like $2 or something, we're going to have to do that. But just so you guys know, we're very transparent when it comes to things like that. But just keeping you posted. Do we have the status?
I think the post office bumped us like 50 cents just this winter.
Yeah, it's
added 50
horrible.
cents on. It was already high, and then they just bumped it again.
So I had seen this really quick, I just put a little flat back
Ooh,
in the center of that. How adorable.
yeah, that's cool.
So add a little flat back. I mean, the flat back's going to come in there, but add a little flat back into the center of that and then string it on an ear wire, like an ER50 or something. All right. Well,
Well,
Lucine got that.
thank you, everybody. I guess Corey's going to do her look, and I think I'll pop out.
Okay.
So
Sounds
see ya.
good. Bye. Okay. Now we get to see what everything looks like on. I'm so excited. It is hard to sell online. It's so like, all right, I am one of those that to avoid paying for shipping, you know what I'm doing? I'm buying something else to meet that threshold. Always. I would rather have a physical, tangible piece in my hand rather than paying somebody, which I know it's their job and they need to get paid and whatnot, but I would rather pay for something that's going to be in my hands versus it coming to me. So that's because USPS takes the weirdest route to get to the destination. Yeah, it's bad. You guys don't even want to know what international shipping looks like. Ugh, crazy expensive. And we have to do that too. All right. First bracelet. Actually, I wonder, let me switch this around here. I think this might be this might give me a better view or something. Okay. First bracelet. Absolutely stunning. This is that. Okay. Maybe I can show you here, like at this angle. I'm the last of the big spenders. Trust me, it's difficult. But, you know, you meet those thresholds like on retail, I think our threshold's like $39 and you get free shipping. I think yeah, and then live shop is always free shipping. It's crazy. Okay. Now what I was going to show you about this. So, I want to put my I should do all magnet clasp. Any bracelet that I want because I know Ainsley just ran into this with Jean the other day because Ainsley supposedly likes her bracelet super tight, just like I do. So, any bracelet like that, I'm just going to have to do the magnet clasps. So, I don't have to sit here and ask like somebody else to do it. But they're so amazing. Just watch. Hold on. Closed. Done. Beautiful. Absolutely. Oh, which way am I going? Absolutely freaking stunning. And then you just pop it right off. Love it. But it's like you have to pull it a little bit to get it unhooked. So it's a strong look at that. Look at the magnet. It's already magnetizing from being this far apart. Isn't that crazy? Blink. Love it. Gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. Gorgeous, stunning, beautiful, and more. Choker necklace would be super cute too if I didn't do like such a bracelet curve to it. Love it. I might just keep this one. I might just keep this one. All right. Next bracelet. This is probably another one of those bracelets I was talking about with needing the magnet clasp would just make this so much easier. I had to have my little brother put this one on for me the other day. So let me grab my bracelet helper. It's like, where did that go? I'm just gonna hold this one up because this one's really difficult for me to clasp by myself because it is super close. Hold on. Okay, I got it. We're Gucci. We're Gucci. Let me make sure my little fuchsia bead on the side there floats down. Oh, beautiful. That's my clasp side. And then my other side. So it hangs very nice. Show it from like that angle. Oh, Lucy, and this is your doodle. Your little tulip doodle. Love it. Hee hee. Perfect. All right. Got that gorgeous. This one's probably gonna be a take home. This one's probably gonna be take home. Everything's like everything's just too beautiful. But I can't. I can't take it home until I figure out some sort of thing to house the jewelry I already have in my house. Beautiful bracelet. Ooh, this is that other bracelet. This one's probably my favorite. You guys know I love those gold greens. Yeah, littles. I was pulling, so some of the stuff came when we were doing inventory. Some of those things that just fell out of the bag and were sitting on the table over there. I was like, yeah, we'll just throw some of those in there. Yes. The spoke is better. Okay. This is my, ooh, boom. I'll show you at a better angle as well. Yep, there's little rivets in there, little crimps in there. I didn't want to throw them away. I didn't want to find the bin either. I'm gonna give them away. Yep. Beautiful. I really love this one. And I think this one would be so pretty. That's a necklace. You guys. I'll put it up here. Oh, that's stunning. Otherwise, you could do it as a necklace, like hanging down this way too. Beautiful. Oh, I'm starting to get a headache. Oh, you did not put a clasp on this. So let's see if this goes over my head, because I don't know if it will or not. Even over my hat, maybe? I'm just going to walk around like this, everybody. Oh, I meant to take off my hat. You need to see my hat head. It's okay. Oh. Sand dollars are coming your way. Do you guys remember the... Oh, I took them home. I took the sand dollar earrings home, but if you go to vintagelifeshop.com in the sand dollar listing, you'll see the sand dollar earrings that I made. You guys, this is insane. I didn't even know if I was gonna like love that as much as I do, but I freaking love it. I'm not like typically, I'm not very great at making like cluster things, but that's